Hello, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update of everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. My name is Wack. Today is April 19th, and today's episode is going to talk about the Bitcoin halving. We're going to talk about a summary of the community call, and also we're going to talk about DeFi guide updated with a whole lot of other things as well. So let's get started.
10, 9, ignition sequence start, 6.
Hi. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the Bitcoin halving, which is taking place in around 10 hours and 34 minutes of when I'm recording this. It's going to be at 1 o'clock and 19 minutes AM UTC, or 0120 hours or something. I don't even know how you say military time, but that's going to be happening in just over 10 hours of when I'm recording this. So it'll actually be in the 19th in the US, but on the 20th, 420 for most of the world, even though most of the world would not call it 420, but they'll be calling it 24. So yeah. But anyway, the Bitcoin halving is here. It's an event that only happens once every 4 years, and means that the block issuance for Bitcoin will be going down by half, which is where the name comes from. And the thing is, like, this is normally a really positive catalyst for the rest, like the crypto market in the year that comes after it. Of course, correlation is not causation, and all that stuff, but it's happened 3 out of the last 3 times where, 1 year after the halving, Bitcoin does very well compared to the price on the day of the halving, and it seems like, historically it's a good time to buy. What another thing is really interesting is, like, the period around the halving is kind of when Bitcoin dominance peaks, maybe like around the halving or like the few months post halving. Bitcoin dominance is just how much of the whole of crypto's market cap is made up by Bitcoin itself. And the idea is that when Bitcoin dominance peaks, that is a good point to swap your Bitcoin into altcoins, because they rally into the peak of the market. And as they rally, then they will basically outperform Bitcoin from that time. But as Bitcoin dominance is going up, then Bitcoin is outperforming the market as a whole. Of course, individual altcoins will outperform at certain times within that, but overall Bitcoin does better. So hopefully this next year will be a really good one for altcoins. Rocket Pool and RPL, of course. Rocket Pool is lining up a whole bunch of upgrades and changes that are coming in the coming year, which hopefully will be very bullish for Rocket Pool. Not financial advice and all that, of course, but it looks like Rocket Pool is going to start this period with the Houston upgrade, then with the launch of NodeSet. After that, we will get the Saturn 1 / Saturn 2 / I don't know what, but like those upgrades will be coming to like kind of change the protocol. So it's a really exciting time in Rocket Pool land and in crypto land as a whole. So yeah, happy Bitcoin halving day. Okay, next we had a community call last night, so we got a few updates from them. Sneaky here wasn't able to give the full breakdown like he did a couple of weeks ago, but that's okay. But he said that he had a comment from the community call about the Stark airdrop. So he said that the Stark team has hinted to Langers when we might expect this to become available to Rocket Pool, but he's not allowed to say anything yet, sadly. But hopefully it will be in the short term, and it's still going forward. We're just waiting for Starknet to announce it. So that was from the community call, of course. We also had this update from Jasper, who was hosting the community call. So this is like kind of stream of conscience. So I'm going to try to pass it out for you all. So they talked about the RE supply going down. They talked about a new Medium article for Houston that Dave is in the process of writing, I presume. I wasn't able to listen to it, sadly, so I'm just relying on what Jasper said, but go and listen to the call if you are interested in finding out what happened with that. Then they talked about governance for the tokenomics and spreading news about the tokenomic stuff once we've got a good decision on that. There's an article about restaking. I'm not sure what exactly article they were referring to, but that might be interesting to talk about. He listened to that about as well. There's a market downturn for LSTs because people are points hunting. Version 2 of the Smart Node stack is feature complete and testing in a pre and post Houston scenarios, running in parallel with beta version 2. And Langers is still focusing on version 1. masquerade feature allows you to see what someone else sees, which is good for support. So there's some cool features coming into the smart node version 2. Then here the Reth has been pretty good, but Nick found a bug with it, not on mainnet until it's on the Ethereum launchpad. I'm not sure exactly what that is about either, but there's a question on data release, last minute changes incorporated for prices and balance submissions on SmartNode Monday and Tuesday for testing the new change. Testnet Wednesday if all is good with the change. So that should be coming next week, which is really exciting. The audit reports will be released on Monday, and then they're going to set up the Immunify bounty with the new code. There's short-term Stark. I'm not sure what that means. Kane is back on Megapool design. Prototype was on. The prototype that Kane made was in a pre-max effective balance world, so he needs to like go through it again and like try to figure out what the Megapool design will look like post. But there's need for iteration, research update, auto compounding will be a good thing for Rocket Pool as a whole. Then there's consolidation requires, so the question was about, whether you'll just be able to migrate or whether you'll have to exit and like re-enter with a churn. And it seems like it looks like you'll still have to exit and re-enter. Megapools itself is opt-in. It's unclear about some elements that could go in contact with the rated team about the lists, and chatted with Val this week on getting a timeline for governance, focused on deving Megapools first, and waiting on legal opinion for some of the direct capture options. So Jasper said, can someone format that for me? But no one formatted it for him, so I guess I just did it now. So it seemed like the whole lot of stuff was covered in the community call. Langers, gave a lot of information, which is really cool. So I don't know if that recording has been made available yet. I haven't seen it yet, but if it is available now, then definitely go and give that a listen, because it looks like there's a whole lot of good information in that. Oh. Okay, next we got this update from Stake Rocket Pool, and they said that there's a new update to the RPL DeFi spreadsheet or Google Doc, and it said that Badger and RETH had their APR spike to over 54%. And don't expect this to hold, and everyone should do their own research, but that's an insane APR, which it's gone up by a lot over the last few days. I'm not sure who's providing the incentives for that. Here we had other opportunities, so these ones on Balancer you're getting around 14.4%, and then on other Balancer pool here with this the first one that I just mentioned was on Optimism. Then there's a Balancer pool on Base where you're getting up to 17.15% as well. On mainnet, where there's up to 8.5% on Gamma, which is actually like a quite long-standing yield source there, which is really cool. And then there's others here as well, like the Balancer RETH Badger, which is 54%. So of course that's riskier. So you've got to be careful interacting with that. But if you want the full information, then go to rpldefi.com, where all the information has been updated, and it's available for you to check out to see what the best ways for you to use your RETH are. Okay, next we got this tweet from Fizz. He shared a tweet in the Discord, said about Stakers Union. So this is a new organization. Here, Thame.eth says, love being a solo validator and I'm fan of the trend towards rewarding what we do, such as Starknet, Omni, etc. He says, as a LSLR, liquid staking and liquid restaking protocols grow, we need to ensure long-term incentives for home stakers. Consider joining the Stakers Union. Think Protocol Guild for home stakers. Stakers Union is a collective of home stakers for the Ethereum network. Stakers Union, and then they've got information as well. They've got their docs and their website, and you can even get a POAP. So you can collect a POAP from there as well. So definitely give that a look. And they're tagged Eat Staker, Superphase, Nick Sorokish, and the Daily Gwei. Jasper replied by saying, home stakers are everything. I consider Eat Staker and Rocket Pool the current leading unions of home stakers. I said this is wonderful. He's made some comments. Let's have a look at Stakers Union, what they're trying to do. So it says collective of home stakers for the Ethereum network, and they've got like the union is we are home stakers in the Ethereum network. We've chosen to prioritize the health and decentralization of the Ethereum network over all else. The problem: incentives for home stakers are dwindling. Liquid staking and restaking protocols and their associated liquid tokens drive many away from home staking. The solution: we aim to build a registry of interested home stakers to support their activities by securing stable incentives from ecosystem participants. So this is actually really cool that they're setting up this union, and they want basically protocols to maybe airdrop to these people, or other stuff as well, like especially since they shouted out Stark and Omni, who did airdrop to home stakers. So they've got a roadmap here of what they want to do, and it's pretty exciting. So I'm not sure if rocket poolers are invited, because but if it seems like it's a nice fit if rocket pool people were involved with that as well. I claimed the pop. Actually, the pop is really nice. Let me show you guys. The pop has got the fist of the union, and it just says express interest in stakers union, a collective, blah blah blah, and it's got a link to their website as well. So I already minted that, which was nice because I do like a good pop. Okay, so I'm going to finish today's episode with a huge celebration. So today was the 50th episode of the Weekly Orbit that Pat released. Of course, Weekly Orbit is a show that's hosted by Pat and myself. We talk about Rocket Pool and markets and other things that, the key news of the week. And it was 50th episode today. So, we've been going for over a year. We missed a couple of episodes along the way. But this episode this week covers like volatile markets, the Omni airdrop and what's happening with that, Biz's guide for airdroppers that we talked about in yesterday's Rocket Fuel, and then there's a pop and raffle. So that was just hinted at yesterday, but actually today it's happened. So here is the pop for the Weekly Orbit. So it's the 50th episode of the Weekly Orbit. It says the Weekly Orbit celebrates 50th episode with a pop for you all to collect. The Weekly Orbit is a weekly news and discussion show hosted by Pat and Wack, where they talk about Rocket Pool and crypto news. This pot was sold for $5, and the proceeds were sent to raffle. So that's where we are right now. You can claim this on Arbitrum, Optimism, and Base. It will cost you 0.002 ETH, which I think is just a little bit more than $5, but hey, that's okay. So far we have sold 8 POAPs, which is really cool. And you can collect this POAP. The details of the raffle, that'll be set up this week. I actually had a post about it. Let me show you all. Here in POAP Pings, it said that today, Pat, the Weekly Orbit released the 50th episode of the Weekly Orbit. We've been doing this for a year now. It's pretty awesome. To celebrate, we're releasing a POAP where you can buy. It costs $5, and all the money will go towards a raffle we'll have on the show next week, likely around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. The details, that's when we record. The details of the raffle will be shared soon, but you can start by purchasing the POAP now. You can get it here, and then there's a link to the checkout that is in the description of the episode below. So yeah, Shifrin made the POAP, so thank you to Shifrin for doing that. That was really cool of you to do. And yeah, go get the POAP, and we'll celebrate the 50th episode with a raffle. The details of the raffle aren't sure. We're not sure yet. It depends on how much money the POAP raises. If it's a few $100s, there might be like multiple prizes of like 3 or 4. What's happening is we're taking the money in as ETH, and then we will swap that to RPL and distribute the prizes as RPL. So maybe it'll be like prizes of $100, and if that's the case, then we might have like 3, 4, or 5 RPL prizes, which will be really cool. So on that note, I'm going to end today's episode. So thank you all for watching, listening, and being part of the Rocket Fuel community. I hope you all have a lovely weekend ahead, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.